When I think of music, I think of it as language. And I've heard people say music is a language, but I think of music more as the concept of language. And there are different genres just like there are different languages, and different subgenres just like there are different dialects. And so for me, if I listen to a piece of music and maybe I don't really care for it, I ask myself, is it just that I'm not fluent in that genre, that dialect? Maybe it's something that I'm not familiar with the structure of it, with how it works, with the kind of things that music says. So for me, that's what music is. As an artist, my goal is to bring peace and understanding first to the individual, and then to the community, and ultimately the world. Myself. Change always starts with the self, and I'm far from perfect. And so to change the world or even my community, change has to begin within. In my childhood, I remember having a big band record with a little record player. I don't know how many people remember record players, but I had a little record player in my room and had a collection of big band tunes. I know In the Mood was one of them. I know Stardust was one of them. So that's my earliest musical memories as far as recorded music. Growing up in Louisiana, my brother and I would visit our grandmother in Shreveport every summer. And there at Centenary College, they had a program called Music Under the Stars. They had a big outdoor band shell, and they would have, during the summer, they'd have a concert once a week, I believe, with the orchestra, and I remember those very fondly as well. My favorite musical artist, without a doubt, is Adele Blanchet. If you're unfamiliar with her and her work, I highly encourage you to find her and give a listen. Wonderful world music sound by this French composer and artist. Well, a lot of things inspire me to make music. I may hear a particular sound, or I may find an instrument that I was unfamiliar with. Those are two of the big things that inspire me. Either discovering an instrument and playing around with that and finding out what it sounds like, or hearing a sound in my environment, not necessarily nature, could be the big city or whatever, but some sort of sound that I think, okay, yeah, that could be a hook, that could be a melody or a rhythm or something that would make a piece of music work. Well, two of my favorite pieces of music are The One by Baby Metal and Sisi Nimoya by Jacob Neverund. And the message in both of those is that we are all one. And while I have many things I'd like to express in my music, if you listen to my music and only come away with one message, I would like it to be that we are all one. I really like performing in front of an audience because it's an opportunity to share in real time the emotions I feel when I'm playing. A recording session's fun, but by the time the audience hears it, I'm done with playing it and manipulating it in the studio. Whereas if I can just play my handpan or my didgeridoo or my singing bowls in person, there's a connection there, an invitation, if you will, for the audience to join me in the emotions that I'm feeling and I hope that I'm expressing through the music. What frustrates me most as a musician, I suppose it's getting the word out, getting people to listen. What you call marketing. That's a frustrating aspect of music. I'd much rather just sit somewhere and play music and share it with whoever came by. But often, no one comes by if you do it that way. I definitely support my local music scene. I go to several open mic nights in the area, and either performing as part of those, or sometimes I just go and listen if I haven't got something new to bring to the audience, or maybe I show up a little late and there's no time to get on the ticket. That's fine. I'll show up and listen to and applaud and listen to some up and coming musicians too. Some of them don't have regular gigs that they're doing, but I also will attend gigs, particularly friends. A lot of them I've met through open mic nights, and they'll have a show coming up, and if I can make it, I'll go and support them that way. Well, again, I think if you want to have audiences hear your music nowadays, you need to be very skilled in marketing. I don't think there's a way around that. You've got to have the ability to capitalize on social media, capitalize on advertising campaigns, and really get your name out there, get associated with some other artists, at least in the mind. You don't have to work with them, but you'll want to, everyone has a sound, and no one wants to say they sound like someone else, but who do you fit with? If you were on the same ticket as another artist, or say 3 other artists, who would they be? What would fit really well to make a nice program? And when you discover those, then you got to go out and kind of get, hey, if you like this artist, maybe you'll like me. But all of that whole marketing ball of energy, which is something I'm really not good at, the marketing aspect, but that's what you need. What you're really asking is name some obscure artists that maybe you've never heard of that I really like, because people have always heard of artists. In the local scene, there's Jill Benson, there's Rebecca Ivkovich, there's Eric Erickson, Jeff Peterson, Hiro Sato of Heroes and Legends. There's a whole variety of people. Sean Cunningham, wonderful classical pianist. Just all kinds of people in the local scene. Of course, I've already mentioned Adele Blanchin. There's Zalem, Dead Can Dance. There's a whole world of people. Michael Stearns, a whole bunch of people that I really enjoy, that certainly aren't mainstream, but maybe you've heard of some of them too.